I got a present for you.
Thanks, bro.
Graham's done a great job emceeing the week. Let's give a quick round of applause to Graham. Good job, Graham. Who said your freestyle rapping career is over? Well, listen, this is an absolute privilege and honor to be here, and I don't think this conference could have gone any better. We're not done yet. We've got this last presentation. We've got a whole bunch of people coming on stage to say a few words, and then we're doing a pool party. Like every conference should end in a cabana, and make sure we head over there after. We'll make an announcement as well. But I'm not going to go back and rehash a lot of the stuff we've already talked about. I'd like to kind of move on to special announcements. And we're going to start off with a video. And the reason we're playing a video is because Tom and Jory are going to come on stage after this. And if you guys like the video and you want a video, we're going to give one away for free. It's a $30,000 retail value production, and I want to see what you guys think, and if you like it, we're going to give one away. So I'm going to play that right now.
ICOs have raised more than $4 billion worth of early-stage capital, massively disrupting traditional finance. But while token fundraising is a booming trend, the global securities market has yet to participate. Stocks, bonds, venture capital, private equity, and virtually every category of traditional finance function better on the blockchain. Equity, LP shares, and share units will become programmable tokens that are more accessible, liquid, and secure than traditional forms of asset ownership. But no platform exists today that bridges the gap between financial securities and the blockchain. Today, businesses looking to join the crypto revolution by launching their own token have nowhere to go. Enter Polymath. Polymath envisions a future where token holders replace shareholders in the global economy, and every business in the world has immediate access to trillions of dollars worth of crypto capital. Powered by its native token, Poly, Polymath is ushering in a new era of security token offerings, or STOs. STOs will soon dominate ICOs as financial products of all sorts upgrade to tokens. To facilitate this mega trend, Polymath is building the world's first decentralized protocol that empowers corporations to launch their own security token by simplifying the technical and legal challenges of a compliant token launch. With KYC-aware token technology, Polymath ensures only authorized investors can participate in the network. By powering the next generation of regulatory-friendly tokens, Polymath aims to be the catalyst that launches the multi-trillion-dollar security token revolution. Let the stampede begin. Polymath.
So there it is. So we're gonna, Tom, what do you guys think? Good? Yeah? Good, we're gonna play it? Okay. So we're giving one. This guy, Jory, did every single video that matters for Ethereum, for Factum. He did ours. So he's very gracious to give us a free service for a video just like that for your own project, ICO or otherwise. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Tom.
Thanks, Trevor. So yeah, as Trevor was saying, Jory is the best in the business at creating videos. And yeah, and we're giving one away for free, so you guys will all want to know the details. So if we can get the slide up, the contest rules go like this. We want you to tweet out your idea for your security token launch. Hashtag POLYCON18, and the most likes win the prize. Really easy. Really simple. We're going to announce the winner at the pool party, and yeah, we're really excited to see your guys' submissions.
Should we just throw in some poly coins as well? What do you guys think? What do you think? 20,000? 20,000? Okay. Yeah. 20,000 poly coins as well. So, so yeah, please send us your ideas, and thanks, guys. Yeah. All right.
Hypercube is the premier motion design agency in the blockchain space. We specialize in videos like you just saw. that drive token sales. And yeah, so it's a great privilege to make this and to give this video away. So I'm looking forward to your tweets. And also I'm offering to only to attendants of Polycon a 10% discount if you need a video. So come find me if you do. And yeah, looking forward to the tweets.
The best in the business. Thanks, Jory. Cheers. All right. I want to just mention very busy last 2 quarters for us. For me, it's been about mind share. It's been about, I think this whole space is in a land grab right now. So we've been very unapologetic for how aggressively we've been telling our story. And we want the word out there that security tokens are coming, and we want to be kind of the catalyst that launches this revolution. So all of this media attention has created a lot of exciting metrics for us. This is our community on Telegram. If you don't know what Telegram is, it's the most important social network for crypto projects. It's like Facebook for crypto. And when we announced our own Telegram group, we just rocketed past a lot of major projects like EOS and Litecoin and Ripple. And to me, that was an important sign, because in crypto, it's not a vanity metric to brag about your community. The community is literally your success metric. And I think it's very important for anybody looking to do a crypto project to focus on the community first. And for us, that means different verticals, because we cross many different departments in the capital market space: legal, business development, developers. So please, if you're not in our Telegram group, join up and you can join in on the conversation. We are at least 1 order of magnitude bigger than the next biggest security token platform. It is overwhelming. We've had tens of thousands of issuers and investors sign up. This is already outdated. And that's our big challenge right now, is we have so much demand, we have so many issuers and hungry investors looking to get on the platform, that we have a lot of work to do, and we have to make a very seamless experience to make it, you know, for me, it's all about lowering barriers. And what Ethereum did for ICOs is it lowered barriers for anybody to launch a token sale, and we want to do the same thing for securities tokens. So very proud of our metrics so far, and this is kind of step 1. And by the end of this year, we expect to have a lot of these signups turn into actual security token launches. We pretty much broke the internet. This is 1 month. This is in January. People get the message, and they're really excited about what we're telling them and what we're showing them. And these are Google Analytics stats of traffic to the Polymath website. Yeah, we were just blown away by how much attention the world has given us, and we don't want to take that for granted. Moving on, we have also been working very hard, not just on building our own community, but integrating with existing partners in the ecosystem. For us, we have a lot of infrastructure that needs to get built. We're building a brand new ecosystem. We're replacing a lot of what we think the outdated kind of Wall Street, Bay Street ecosystem has to offer, and that means we need a lot of help. We need help with liquidity partners, we need help with custody, we need help with technical infrastructure, and of course legal infrastructure as well. So the last 2 months for me have been about partnering with the smartest people in the room who have existing platforms that we can integrate with. And I'm very proud to announce several major partnerships that we forged over the last quarter. And I'm going to be calling some of our partners up on stage one by one, starting with T0. Yeah. The way I like to describe my vision with T0 is we're kind of the Goldman Sachs, the issuer, and they're the New York Stock Exchange. Or to put it another way, we're the on-ramp to blockchain. We help people get to tokens, and then T0 is the off-ramp. They help people liquidate and get back to fiat. And we couldn't have been working with a greater group of guys. Unfortunately, they had to leave this morning. but they've been all over the news, and Patrick's been a close friend and mentor of mine for the last 5 years. And Patrick, if you watch this video, I want to give a round of applause for you and what you've done with T0. Thank you. And I want to talk a little bit more about the specifics of this partnership, but again, it's all about us driving demand, wrapping it up in a nice little package for Patrick, and then he can get it listed on T0, and we're working day and night to make this online as soon as possible. Is Steven Arioff in the building? Jeff Pulver, come on up. Steven, you guys might have looked him up already. He's, in my opinion, a co-founder of Ethereum. He invented the concept of gas, which is the transaction fees you have to pay on Ethereum. He's the one who invented the ICO legal framework. Former lawyer, current lawyer, I'm not sure.
They haven't taken my license.
They still got it, okay. But they're running, and I want to give Jeff a quick intro as well. Did you speak this week, Jeff? You had a presentation this week. During the pool. Jeff is a very early advisor to the Polymath project. He also is a pioneer in the internet space. And I don't say that lightly. He invented one of the first decentralized protocols that mattered that we call VoIP, voice over IP. That voice over IP, that's what we all use. And what better, technical mind to help usher in the new decentralized era than someone who invented the platform that FaceTime and Skype and all these other chat platforms still use to this day. So what's exciting to me, and if you go back to my last slide about how we need help on the advisory side, we need people who can execute a business and also execute the technology layer of a successful security token offering. And I can't think of two more qualified guys to team up. They've started a company called Alchemist. It is the undisputed #1 advisory in the crypto space. And we're excited to be working closely with them. And I want Steven to tell you guys a little bit more about them.
Is this working? Yes. So thank you. First of all, we're honored. I just want to say that it was, oh wow, how long ago when Trevor came up to me and he said, I think I've hit onto the next big thing. And this is before, frankly, anybody was using the term security tokens. I think nobody has, I think he's responsible for coining the term and for popularizing the term. And in 5 years from now, when this becomes, the difference maker, and we'll see that this will become, I think he's going to be seen as the person that led this entire movement. And we're just honored at Alchemist to be part of this. We've been involved in a lot of token sales, being involved with Trevor and helping to the extent we did in the Polymath token sale, which was super successful. It was great. T0's token sale we're doing right now. And we're just really excited, and we hope everybody gets behind this movement, Polymath in particular, but the entire movement and the whole industry. It's just gonna be amazing. And thanks for, this is the biggest showing I've seen for an off-site crypto event, I think, at all. That wasn't a convention. And that's just a tribute, I think, to Trevor and what they've accomplished. And the whole team, by the way. The team is amazing at Polymath. So all of you guys.
I have a little bit of experience about disrupting industries. And I've been waiting 20 years to have the opportunity to come forward and actually take what I learned and apply it. And it's been very exciting to watch the transformation of capital markets happen. It's been also fascinating to watch Polymath come out with a vision and provide a platform that's going to change the way capital markets are looked at and the way finance is defined. And frankly, 5 years from now, I don't think utility tokens will exist. I think you will be actually bringing into the era of the token. I think that the ability for us to provide thought leadership as an industry, to be able to come up with best practices and to bring forward ideas that we all work together and we bring the future forward. It's amazing what happens.
And Jeff is very humble, and he not only invented some of the plumbing that powers the internet today, he's a very prolific investor in VC. And Jeff, please don't be shy to brag a little bit, please, now that you have the mic.
A couple of things. Fine. One is I have invested in 400 startups. I did help create the voice over IP industry. I actually did not invent any of the protocols, but I helped create the synergy that allowed it to happen. And if any of you today are using services like FaceTime or Skype or WhatsApp or Telegram and talking anywhere in the world for any duration for free, any of you? You're welcome. Because I had a vision in 2003 that in the United States that the phone companies would wake up from the slumber of .com crash and the effects of 9/11 and telecom crash. They would realize that broadband was disruptive to their future. So I did a short-end pass, and I went to the Federal Communications Commission. I asked for a regulatory clarity that voice and video communication that originates on the internet should not be regulated, and this is why Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, Google are not, and while all their products are not, they can be for free. So I saw that, and so what I learned from those experiences is if you bring entrepreneurs directly to regulators, keep an open dialogue, you actually don't get regulated. They actually want to embrace innovation. They want to keep nascent industries nascent. We just have to understand how to get along and how to communicate what our intentions are.
And then that's a good point. How absurd does it seem to regulate voice over IP? And that wasn't that absurd when Jeff was pioneering the industry.
They were threatening
technology.
We had all these lobbyists of all these established companies all over the world because it was a $2 trillion market. And what happens when some technology enables anywhere in the world, any of us, to be service providers? It kind of takes away people out of power. So you learn how that power struggle works. So that was disruptive. Arguably, this is logarithmically much more disruptive. Back in '95, when I was getting involved in the internet, there were two technologies I was really fascinated about. DigiCash, and what happens with digital cash on the internet, and voice over IP or internet telephony. And while I chose one route, I'm very grateful to be in a chance to actually now work the other route too. So thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Stephen. Round of applause. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Killing it. Come here, big guy. All right. You know, when people, talk about manias and is it a bubble, and my answer is the quality and caliber of people that are in our space right now gives me a lot of confidence. When we see guys like Jeff and Stephen dedicating their professional lives to crypto, we're barking up the right tree. Kevin Hobbs. Get up here, come on. Hurry up, hustle, hustle. This is a partnership I'm very excited about. Kevin's a close friend out of Vancouver. They run Vanbex Group and Ether Party, part of, I'd say there's kind of 4 or 5 major projects in Toronto, formerly Ethereum. They got chased away, but Ether Party is one of them. And Kevin, I'm very proud to kind of announce you and what you and Lisa have done just for the community and interfacing with regulators. They're very close with the BC Securities Commission. And more importantly, and more relevantly to this conversation now, you guys have built really cool tech that I want to use. And I want you to kind of tell us about your quick story and then how you're going to integrate with Polymath.
Sure. Thanks, Trevor. Thanks, everybody here. Really great to be working with Trevor. We've known him for a while, since kind of the iteration of Polymath, and happy to kind of be guiding them along the way. So Vanbex Group started in 2013. We're a professional services and development company. We've worked with over 70 plus companies to date, helping them kind of build their technology, raise funds via ICOs, and everything in between. Ether Party, our platform like Trevor was talking about, is basically a funnel for anybody to go to create any type of smart contracts on any blockchain. So right now we work on Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Hyperledger, doing various things like creating tokens for securities or utilities or supply chain contracts and things like that. So working with Trevor, we'll be able to help them navigate this space with the technology aspect of creating security tokens and work with them.
Should lawyers be scared?
Lawyers should be scared.
Kevin, thank you. This is, you're the top 2 or 3 most famous Newfoundlanders at this conference.
Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it.
We're really excited, and we're using their technology to help. Like I said, it's all about lowering barriers. If we want to commercialize this technology, if we want to go mainstream, we have to do what Apple did. We have to make these interfaces and onboarding systems that your grandma can use. And that's what I'm excited about Ether Party, and we're leveraging their technology so anybody, not just developers, can create their own tokens. So thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Trevor.
Show of hands, who's familiar with Bank to the Future in the room? Okay, well, yeah. Simon Dixon is not here with us. He's in the UK, but he's a very close partner, and this is a revolutionary platform. Part of the equation for Polymath is the demand side, it's the investor side. We're trying to bring accredited investors to our platform. And we recently announced a very tight partnership with Bank of the Future, where they're gonna onboard a lot of the demand side to Polymath. And you can see the stats here. They've already raised almost $300 million US on their platform. It's a new way, without getting too much into the weeds, it's a new way to do 506C offerings, which is soliciting people for money under a certain exemption in Reg D. If that doesn't make any sense, it's okay. But very, very excited about Bank to the Future, and a quick round of applause for Simon, who's watching from the UK. Thank you, guys. I can say firsthand for our next partnership announcement, KYC is not solved. And we've looked everywhere. We've partnered with all kinds of different KYC and AML interfaces and haven't really nailed it quite yet. And all three of these groups have been very helpful with us. Edmund from Selfkey, the Identity Mine guys, helped with the Polymath token sale. But the one that I'm most excited about is Joe Weinberg. He is the founder and CEO of Paycase, and they launched their own token. They're in the process of it right now, and this is kind of the hot project right now. And Joe is an enigma. He's a world traveler, and I'd like him to come up real quick and tell us about his project. What's Shift, Joe?
Shift. So Shift is basically solving one of the biggest problems that we have in the space today with the traditional world and the crypto world. So the question that we always have, I've been in the space since end of 2010, 2011, is how do you bridge the traditional financial worlds and the cryptocurrency world? So effectively what Shift is doing, it's enabling a base layer identification system to then enable KYC and AML processes in the hopes of building reputation as a new standard of compliance. So it basically enables all businesses, financial institutions, government agencies, and individuals to work in a new kind of syndicated network of information data anywhere around the world.
And how would a company benefit from Shift specifically?
So if your average cost of compliance right now range from 10 to 30%, because you're effectively all housing the same data, you're going through the same processes across multiple different companies, ecosystems, et cetera. This allows you to start aggregating multiple data sets and reducing the cost of compliance, actually making it profitable in the long run.
Yeah, and I can say firsthand, I'm seeing the institutions that Joe is working with, and it's top of the food chain, guys. So the secret will be coming out soon, Joe. I promise I won't spoil it, but glad to have you in the Toronto crypto community. We're excited to work with Shift directly with Polymath, and thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Cheers. Moving along, I want to call up Tim Frost from Taurus. He is a very close advisor. When I say one of the ingredients of launching an ICO is finding a good advisory business, Tim is ours. He was our chief advisor for the Polymath token sale, and his organization, it's not Agrello, we're going to talk about that separately, but he provided a lot of the services to have a successful sale, like our tech, like our marketing, like our liquidity backend. And Tim, former professional basketball player, if you hadn't noticed, and played in Europe from the States, but now he's one of the most sought after crypto advisors in the space. And Tim, please tell everybody about yourself.
Right, well, yeah, thanks, Trevor. So I'm from Taurus Solutions, and we've been around for about 1.5 years, and we've worked with a number of high-profile projects. And for the last 4 months, we've been part of the Polymath journey, and it's actually been quite an exciting journey, especially in this exciting space. And we can see all the turnout here. So what we're kind of an end-to-end solution. So we just kind of get in there and kind of get done whatever's needed. Kind of get in there and do the dirty work, whether it's building up communities, managing them, or traveling to cruise ships from random places in China with. So
now, just for some context, so this is the Goldman Sachs. So we say it's a lot of work and it's complicated and we need guys like Tim, but I think the bigger point here is that compared to a normal IPO, it is dramatically more streamlined and cost effective. And yeah, I think I'm excited to see this new emerging group of advisory businesses like Taurus emerge. And when he says dirty work, they roll up their sleeves. And anybody serious about doing a crypto initiative, they're gonna need someone like Tim to do the chat rooms, to do the PR, you can't really do traditional PR. It's its own little vertical, and you need guys like Tim who know all the best publications, all the best technical vendors to help build your token. Tim, thanks very much.
Thanks.
To date, there have been 0 token projects that have been acquired. And to me, coming from a private equity background, this is a giant opportunity, is private equity kind of merging with the crypto space. And you guys might have noticed there was a big deal recently where Circle acquired Poloniex. And while these aren't true crypto-focused only projects, they have kind of cap tables and equity structures. I think this is kind of the catalyst for a wave of M&A in crypto. And it's a great use case for how we can streamline a very painful and slow process. And to tell you a little bit more about the future of crypto M&A and how it's going to apply to Polymath, I'd like to bring Amir from Lexit up on stage. Come on up, Amir.
First of all, thank you for having us here. It's a pleasure.
Where are you from, Amir?
Estonia. We're based in Estonia. I'm not a native Estonian, but we're from Estonia, yeah.
Did I tell you I'm an e-resident of Estonia now?
You got to be kidding me.
I am an e-resident.
You are. Everybody should be. It's basically for free, and you can do a lot of good stuff.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, e-residency, basically you applied online, then you probably go to Estonian embassy or representative office of them, pay $150, I think, and then you can incorporate online a company, open bank accounts, and you don't have to even set foot on Estonia ever. But you should. It's a nice country with great people, with the highest per capita rate of startups in the world, I think. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Have any major companies that we might know launched from Estonia?
Yes, one of them, I'm really struggling to like them, but Skype is from Estonia, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go, good infrastructure there, and
yeah.
And yeah, so check it out, e-residency. This isn't a plug for them or anything, but I've enjoyed it, and why not?
Oh, you are, right?
Yeah.
This is so cool. Since when?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Let's open a company there together. Huh?
What do you do?
All right, so Lexit is, in a nutshell, M&A on a blockchain. It's a marketplace, a platform, with a full solution from the listing. After we grilled you with KYC and AML procedures, and you are legit, you have a listing up and running, seen by the whole world. The bidding process makes sure that you get a good deal, and then you go to the deal room, make the whole due diligence with the included partners, included legal support, audit support, drafting of agreements, signatures, transfer of ownership and funds, and there you go. We're speeding it up by magnitudes. We're lowering the cost on the pennies on a dollar, and I got invited over here, and I'm very grateful to be here on the stage to announce that the partnership between Trevor's project, which is having a very bright future, and who has no polys, get them now. They're not getting cheaper.
All right.
All right, so.
I just want to mention, there's a lot to digest there. This is a very big, broad project that we're excited about. But my analogy to contextualize it a bit is what Bitcoin did for payments, Lexit is going to do for M&A. And to me, it's really simple. It just, for Bitcoin at least, it eliminated the middleman. In a payment transaction, you have, foreign exchange potentially, merchant accounts, clearing houses, settlement banks. You have all these rent seekers taking fees, and the blockchain streamlined that whole process. So it's just peer-to-peer. And you don't need all these institutions in the middle taking fees. And I think, and this applies to Polymath as well, this applies to the broader capital markets industry. And for us, it's issuance. We think that that process can be streamlined and simplified by the blockchain and M&A as well.
He's pitching my thing better than I do.
Thank you very much, Amir.
I want to use this opportunity to thank one person and his team in specific. He was just on stage. 6'10", full of genius, Tim Frost, Taurus Solutions. Guys, he made it happen. He helped us, is still helping us in the pre-sale, and he helped them. Look into him. Thank you very much. Thank you, brother. Our pleasure. Cheers.
Does she look familiar? Genevieve is my co-host for this event, and when I say co-host, I mean we partnered on this conference. And everyone comes up to me and says, "Congratulations," and I say, "Not me. It's Genevieve is the one who deserves it." And aside from just running this amazing conference, she has a lot of exciting services that she's providing a very select few blockchain-based projects. She is one of the most popular people in the world, not just because everybody likes to hang around her, but because her services are so valuable. I would like to call Genevieve and Nicole from Great Capital on stage. Come on up, girls. I always joke, Jen has been in beast mode this whole week, and
Thanks, Trevor. I just have one question for you. Can we sleep now? Because we haven't slept in literally 60 days, I think it's been.
No, not allowed. I was joking to a few people here that I used to go to conferences like a maniac, and I always used to think in my head, man, this guy's just cashing in on this conference, just doing the math. And now after doing a conference, I'm like, you deserved every penny. Raise prices next year. But yeah, it's been a thrill, a journey to get this conference done, and thank you again, Jen.
Thank you so much. And Trevor says I'm popular. I've never met anybody who has more friends than this guy. And more than that, he's so generous with his network. He's opened the doors for me and for Nicole and for Great Capital to meeting all of you. It's been fantastic. So I just want to thank you for that, Trevor. It's been so great for my company, and we really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jen. What do you guys do?
We still haven't figured that out. No, really simply, we introduce companies to investors, and we tell the right stories about those companies to the right people. That's really what we do. And we have a cabana at the pool party that Trevor was talking about. So if you want to hear more about it, come and hang out with us.
Okay, Jen, wait, before you go, should I tell people to come and talk to you if they need your services, or are you just backed up for the next 10 years?
We're hiring people to help out with that, so we can deal with the supply and demand issue.
One thing I think these ladies do better than anyone else is social media, and I don't have to drone on about how important that is, but this is how you engage with millennials. This is how you engage with everybody these days. And that's kind of, for me at least, what makes you guys stand out is the Instagram accounts, the Facebook accounts, pushing out content, doing interviews. You guys are the best in the business for that.
Thanks, yeah. We like to get gritty and push the boundaries with that. We've had some controversy over it, but people love it, so we're gonna keep doing it.
All right, thank you, Jen and Nicole, appreciate it. Cheers. And I'm not gonna, I don't wanna stand between the mermaid and everybody. We have some other partnerships we're excited about, like Pegasus and Catapult, and this is all about building out an app store for securities tokens. And that means, just like when Apple, launched the iPhone, they had their native apps that everybody was forced to use, like reminders and the calendar. And then the smartest thing Steve Jobs said he ever did was just completely open it up to third-party developers. And we're not gonna wait. We are gonna open up the Polymath platform so any kind of app creator, whether it's a KYC provider, a legal professional who wants to build legal templates, we're completely opening up the Polymath infrastructure. And we're really excited to announce some partners already building on top of Polymath. Quick round of applause for Pegasus and Catapult, who's watching from home. Thank you. Last partnership we saved, I think, the best for last. I'm going to call Gabriel Abed to the stage. Gabe is a close mentor, advisor, and friend. He's in Barbados. He is one of a kind, and we're very grateful to have you closely involved in Polymath, Gabe. You always are dressed better than me. And we're really, he opened the doors for us in the Caribbean. He's one of the reasons we're here in Bahamas. He's the main reason that we decided to domicile part of our business in Barbados. And Gabe, take it away.
Well, I was actually hoping to keep the word Barbados a secret. I was going to say, a place that's close to my heart, I guess the cat's out the bag. But a few months ago, I became aware that there was a potential opportunity to purchase shares in the Barbados Stock Exchange. Two of the larger shareholders had been in a conflict of interest for one reason or another. And I went to my good friends in Canada, I flew up and I saw them, and I explained that there was a real opportunity here because like most other Caribbean islands and third world nations, there's a need for foreign direct investment, foreign support, and these international businesses. And a lot of the world likes to tout us as tax havens, and it's not a tax haven, everyone pays taxes, and it's above board and it's properly done. And the idea there was, if we could encourage companies to establish in our shores, we can really change the paradigm of the region. And taking this opportunity forward, Barbados touts one of the strongest double tax treaty agreements than any other nation in the world. We have the most double tax treaty agreements. We have one with Canada. We just signed one a few months ago with China. And what that means is once your international business pays taxes in one jurisdiction, in that jurisdiction you don't have to pay again in your local jurisdiction. That's kind of incredibly important for ICOs and internet-based companies. And took this opportunity forward to my good friends, and we successfully have won the share purchase agreement and the bid, and I've signed on the dotted line. And pending shareholder and board approval, Polymath and myself will be the largest shareholders of the Barbados Stock Exchange.
How about that? How about that? Thank you, Gabe. We owe a lot to Gabe. That was an early Christmas present to have the opportunity, and this is a big deal. We're still finalizing some of the details before we do our splashy announcement, but I wanted to give everybody a sneak preview of what we're working on. And these are the types of deals you can expect from Polymath, which is not just disrupting the existing kind of financial infrastructure, but integrating with it and
enhancing them, making them more transparent, more frictionless, and easier to access for the international market.
And how cool would that be when we can have a one-way integration with exchanges like T0, with our own exchange like the Barbados Stock Exchange that's fully licensed, reputable, profitable. I'm super excited about this, and one more round of applause. Thank you. Love you. Love you. So that's it for partnerships. You know, we've been working very hard to share the wealth and to partner with as many people where there's mutual synergies, and this is a great example. Have done a phenomenal job spearheading this project. What we learned, and we had Alchemy on stage, we had a few other advisory businesses, is that for our top projects, the cream of the crop, these billion-dollar projects, public projects, projects you would know, companies you would know, we want to give them kind of the red carpet treatment. And we knew with a decentralized protocol that's self-serve, there's a lot of people who want more service than that. So we launched Matador Advisory. That's kind of the play with the bull and the Matador, and we want to have that close relationship. And the very simple concept with the Polymath-powered advisory is to take our top projects and give them a custom white glove treatment to launch a security token. We have had, when I say we've had thousands of issuers sign up, this is where they sign up. They go to Matador, and we take success fees that are substantially more affordable than traditional advisory businesses and other forms of revenue. But if I can go one layer deeper, it's all about tokenizing your business. It's about using a token to fundraise. It's about using a token to automate a lot of your back office, like dividend payments, proxy voting schedules, cap tables, corporate governance. A lot of this can be completely streamlined by smart contracts and tokens that live on top of the smart contract. Matador is the leading kind of global advisory business that is leading this charge. I also want to give a couple examples of fundraising events that these are existing companies that you all, similar to companies that you all own and control. They've launched their own token. And some examples are a security token offering from Blockchain Capital. You can see in the bottom left there, they tokenized a venture capital fund. They were actually the world's first security token. And how cool is that? It's the first liquid, yeah, everybody, Blockchain Capital. It was the world's first liquid VC fund. Now I know there's been some public VCs, but to me that's an innovation. Now with a tokenized VC fund, you can have, as an LP, you can have liquidity right away. And for Blockchain Capital, they raised $20 million, I believe, in just a few minutes. And it was another way to fundraise without having to go to the institutions and go on a 3-month roadshow. Keep an eye on this trend of existing funds, hedge funds, private equity funds, venture funds are tokenizing, not just to raise capital, but to get more liquidity and other benefits of the blockchain as well. Kik is another good example. This is a Canadian company out of Waterloo. Ted Livingston is the founder. They've raised hundreds of millions of dollars in venture capital, and they did a utility coin. So they didn't do a security coin, but I still think it's worth sharing this case study. Private business, and they decided to issue a token called KIN. And I believe they raised somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 million. And this wasn't a fundraise, because when it's a utility coin, it's booked as revenue. So this is a non-dilutive capital that Kik brought into the company. So how cool is that? If you have an existing company, you can raise 9 figures of non-dilutive capital using the blockchain. And Matador is going to help other projects after Kik do the same thing. And I think it goes without saying that shareholders love this, customers are hungry for this. They want existing companies to launch a token initiative of some kind. And Matador, we're very excited about kind of leading this again. We have the whole Matador team here. It's a sister company of Polymath, and we'd love to kind of get your information on the way out if you're interested in Matador services. Really quickly, this is the last couple slides here. ST20 is, I don't want to get too technical here, but this is our engine. This is what's powering the security token movement. And you can sign up polymath.network/ST20 for more information. If you look at the market cap of utility coins, you can see the hockey stick. You know, you had Bitcoin and then a few others, and then Ethereum showed up, and then you have the exponential growth. But that's not the whole story. If you zoom in on the chart a little bit, it wasn't the arrival of Ethereum that launched, you know, $100 billion of wealth. It was ERC20, which is the utility token standard. As soon as Ethereum figured out how to make all of their back-end interoperable with other projects, with wallets, with exchanges, mass adoption followed. And we think the exact same dynamic needs to play out in the security token landscape. It's very fragmented right now. There's no clear leader in terms of platforms, and we want to be the ones that lead the charge here, and ST20 is our standard. And that's all I'm going to say about it right now. We're actually hosting a summit in Barbados, believe it or not. We're coming back to the Caribbean, and we're bringing in the top minds. We're flying everybody in, the top business minds, the top legal minds, the top technical minds, and we're fleshing out in an organic way. You know, Polymath isn't in the title. We did that deliberately. We want this to be a community-driven initiative. And again, for more information, please check out the URL at the bottom of the slide. Has anyone not got their ticker yet? We announced a pretty cool initiative here where if you go outside right after this, you can reserve your own crypto ticker symbol. This is a separate initiative that we launched kind of for fun, and it's turned out to be, we've had hundreds of these things claimed already. And this is like domains. It's like business.com, and because of the blockchain, it's immutable. So when you own a ticker symbol, it's called a namespace. You own that ticker symbol, and we're giving them away for free now. Whatever name you can dream of, you can claim it now. And this is the ticker that if you launch a Polymath-powered project, you will trade under this ticker. and we're working with T0 to make that a reality. So we set it up. We worked really hard to build a really simple to use application where in just minutes you can claim your own ticker for either you personally or for a business that you own. And there's going to be a .p at the end of it, and that represents kind of like a TSX.V is the venture. P stands for Polymath, and that means you're a Polymath-powered project. So please don't hesitate to claim your ticker just outside the door if you haven't already. We're launching a venture fund. It was when Ethereum launched, and Stephen, you could probably tell the story better than me. I'll paraphrase it. But Stephen, coming from a business background, wanted to launch a venture fund inside of Ethereum. And me and Stephen did the math, and they ended up not doing it. The developers, you know, they were focused on other things. Had they launched a venture fund in Ethereum, we did the math, it would have been the best performing venture fund of all time, because all these tokens have gone up thousands of X pretty much across the board, at least the early projects. We don't want to miss out on that opportunity. And we haven't announced this yet. This is the first time. We are launching Polymath Capital, which is the world's first security token only venture fund. We're very, very excited about this. We're working on bringing in some very strategic LPs and GPs who have a lot of experience running this fund. Contacting me is the best angle for this. This is my project that I'll be spearheading. And again, the world's first security token venture fund. We'll be raising about 200 million. We're writing the first check. Polymath will be treating this as a direct venture arm of its business. And we're super excited about seeding our own projects on our platform. And then the Polymath decentralized protocol benefits and the limited partners inside Polymath Capital benefit as well. So very excited about this. Trevor at Polymath if you want more information. And you'll be hearing more about this in the coming weeks. To build the new capital markets infrastructure we need he doesn't like when I say this, but he's a celebrity crypto lawyer. He invented the SAFT framework, a big private company in Canada. He's tech royalty in the Canadian tech scene. He sold his last company, Blue Cat, for $400 million to Madison Dearborn. It's a private equity company in Chicago. And prior to that, he had another 9-figure exit as well. So that's very rare in Canada to have two back-to-back 9-figure exits. In Toronto, he kept his company in Canada. And for me, it was about kind of letting my ego drop a bit and realize that we're gonna need some help. We're gonna need some operational and execution support. And Michael is a very intense, very rigorous operational mind, and we're very excited to have him helping us as a very hands-on advisor as well. Finally, Nick Yates. Everyone's heard of Red Hat. Red Hat Technologies. It's one of the biggest open source security projects ever. And Nick was the one who was leading their open source community. And as I said earlier, community is literally the health of a crypto project. So we were very, very excited when Nick agreed to kind of join us and help us build our communities in a very professional kind of way. Nick and Marco, do you guys mind coming up real quick? Nick Yates, everybody. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Trevor.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
This guy, I think I travel a lot, but every time I call him, he's in some hotel room in the Middle East somewhere, just meeting diplomats and prime ministers everywhere. And we're very, very fortunate that you made time for us this week. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. So I think I know a lot of you in the audience. My name's Marco Santori. I'm a lawyer in the space. I've been a lawyer in the space since 2012, which is ages ago in crypto time, right? But you probably have seen some of the work that we've all done together on utility tokens. Utility tokens are a very big deal. I think they're going to be transformative in a way that, frankly, most people don't anticipate. I think that almost everything out there will be tokenized as a utility token at one point in its life cycle or other. But today, we're doing something different. Today, we're working on securities tokens, and I think that that has a number of important functions. One, and this is part of the work that I want to continue doing, is that securities tokens serve a channeling function in a way that utility tokens never can. When I was in private practice, people reached out to me all the time to do what they thought would be a utility token. And what they were really trying to do is just raise capital. They were trying to sell a security. And there was no real vehicle for that. There was no real outlet for that, no output for that. And for the longest time, I told people, no, no, thank you. I'm not interested in doing securities tokens because there is no infrastructure built yet for that. The demand was unbelievable. And that's one of the reasons that I think securities tokens now, today, are timed. They're timed correctly. I think they can be very powerful right now because they can channel all of that interest in raising money in a new and interesting way into a platform that exists. But at the same time, we have to be practical about it. If our goal here is to just rebuild Wall Street on a blockchain, well, I'm not particularly interested in it. And I don't think a lot of people out here are either. What is interesting, what is powerful about rebuilding Wall Street on a blockchain? What, banks end up saving 10%? Maybe they don't have to reconcile at the end of the day? Great, good for them. What's interesting here is that we can do something different. We can do something, we can build a system that doesn't have the same risks that Wall Street has, the same systemic risks, the same risks that make regulators cringe. We can do something new and interesting, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Marco and Nick. You have an interesting backstory. He's an ultra-marathoner. That is a terrifying concept to me.
More than 26 miles at a time, 50, 100?
He literally was running down a mountain the first time we met after running 50 miles through the night. Yeah, it's just bizarre and awesome in a sense.
I like that masochism in a weird way.
But you also have a very decorated tech background, and I'd like you to share that.
Yeah, so lastly, I was working at Red Hat, talking to many of their large customers, banks particularly, and educating them on how to interact with open source, both at a high management level, business level, and development level. And before that, even I was also at a startup running, community managing their open source community. So I've had a lot of experience with both open source and online communities, growing them, enabling them, and I think it was very attractive that you guys were talking from the very beginning about community is key. And to me, as being a community person, is very attractive, and I'm glad to be part of this. So I'm here to help grow that community and enable it, and let's make it happen.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate it, man. Oh, this one snuck in there. We are doing too much, for sure, but you know, there's so many opportunities out there. We want to be aggressive. And just like the Barbados Stock Exchange deal kind of fell in my lap, we had another interesting opportunity. A domain broker came up to me and said, would you like to buy tokens.com? And I said yes. And we are very excited that this is going to be a central part of our public-facing marketplace for securities tokens. And we've already kind of signed a deal within our own organization that any token that launches through Polymath, through Matador, will have automatic listings on tokens.com. And we're very excited about our new design. It's really gorgeous. If you go, this is what it looks like right now. All of our token purchasers, I promise you this is not where your capital is going. But yeah, it was a mining, as you might expect. It was like a bullion coin site. I'm pretty sure this is what it looks like right now. But over the coming weeks and months, we want to transform it into something that looks more like this. And what a great domain. We're super excited about it. We think there's a lot of opportunity to kind of own the digital real estate that's going to power this community. I made a promise to my co-founder, Chris, that I'm not going to buy any more domains. And then I bought a couple more, but that was it. No more domains. We're not trying to get in that business, but I think it's kind of something I wanted to share, that we now control tokens.com, and instead of just turning it into a money-making CoinMarketCap.com, take a wild guess how much money they make. This is a top Alexa site, a top 50 site in the world in terms of traffic, and we're talking about 8 figures of net profit per month. These businesses, trust me, it's tempting to do something like that, but we would rather kind of take that value and bottle it up and give it back to our community and get them attention, because that's really what it's all about. Tokens.com, tokens.com. I want to wrap up here by doing a little plug. We are hiring senior leadership roles. Angela, do you mind coming up real quick? She's our HR, head of HR. She's amazing. Angela Mooten, everybody. Angela and her lovely wife flew in from Hawaii, where they live. I found Angela on a freelance site. Can I tell the story?
Yeah, go for it.
Upwork.com, and this is where you hire like designers for like $7 an hour. And we really needed help with our hiring, because we went from 0 to 40 people in just a few months. And we were frustrated with everybody, with headhunters, and we just kind of, as a last resort, went to Upwork. And I'm like, this is quite a high caliber candidate here. And it was one of the highest value things that I've ever done in my career. Angela is amazing, and she is leading all of our human capital. That's what we've renamed our division in all of our organizations. And Ange, how are we doing on the opening side?
Yeah, so my mandate when I came into Polymath was really twofold. Every great idea needs amazing talent and amazing leadership to ignite it. And so the first mandate is to populate our C-suite. So right now we're hiring COO, CFO, General Counsel, CMO, and we're at the later stages on some of those. But the most important thing from my point of view is to get the best leaders into this company so that we can take it from where it is now to an exponential level.
Ange is, and I'm learning so much about her, because it's the first time we met in person. She is a former lawyer, or current, PhD in organizational, just like the most decorated resume, and it just goes to show the new economy now. She still lives in Hawaii, we do everything remotely, and we can still have not just new talent coming in, but our own head office executive talent not even be with us every day in the office. So I think it's really cool, and thank you, Angela, for all you've done for us so far. And I think this is the last slide here, guys. This is other opportunities that we're looking for at Polymath, and you can read them. I'm not going to go through them, but we're very actively looking to scale our organizations, and we'll be doubling our headcount in the next few months again, and we're looking. Our biggest need right now is experienced C-level talent, and I know enough to know what I don't know, and I know that we really need some rock stars to join our team. Some other things like broker-dealer partnerships we're exploring right now. Matador itself will be doing a fundraise, so we're looking for some partners there to take some leadership roles. This is just as of this week. We've decided we'll be doing a capitalization event, and again, we'll be kind of financing this thing as well, so we'll have skin in the game. So please, if you're interested or can help us in any way, we would be very grateful. Lastly, this is actually the last slide, Perkins Coie, Faskins, Olslers, and Deloitte. These are some of the service providers we've been working with, that we've engaged with, and we're very, very thankful. We've got Deloitte is here, Dennis and Alexia. We had Dax from Perkins Coie. This is the #1 legal firm. Marco's not at Cooley's anymore, so I can say the #1 legal firm in the crypto space. And a quick round of applause for everybody in these organizations that has helped Polymath. Thank you. And that's my email. Any reason, any time, give me a note. So that's it. This is the last kind of official programming event. This has been a thrill for me. I apologize a little bit. It was not cheap for anybody to be here. We had kind of high prices, but you have my word that this was not a money-making thing for us. This is just about kind of engaging with the community. What do you think? Do it again next year? So that's it. We're going to Cabana, just down the way. So let's blow off some steam. One more thunderous round of applause for everybody. Thanks for coming out. This wraps up Polycon. That was long.
That was hella long.
Get one buy. One buy.
Get up, stand up.